Let's hope the stream works. For those of you that are new, a very warm welcome. We're going to do a quick twin flame check-in. I've been MIA. I've been neck thick in astrology, and I've been editing, and I'm unsure yet. I'll put in the community tab what's happening with the 2021 forecasts. I may launch them on the website, and then later on down the track, I will put them onto YouTube. We'll see how we go. I'm also going to be launching a join button, should it be all authorized and activated. And it's going to be for Twin Flames, live chat room, private session once a month. So stay tuned for that. That's the newbie. And soon I will be opening the videos for your first week of January. And then come January, I'll be cramming it again and doing the astrology for the second week. So it's been super interesting the last few weeks. I've been burning that midnight oil and waking up at 4 and going to bed at 11. Pretty much been doing astrology every day and booking. So a big hello. I haven't forgotten you. I'm building for 2021 to be prepared for all the transits and to help you guys with the ascension process, your chakra systems. And I will be coming live in 2021 a lot more as well. So it's all this prep I've been doing. Now for Twin Flames, I wanted to talk a little bit about the astrology. Now, some sense of emotions can be coming up. Yeah, it's because Uranus and Taurus is gearing up ready to in January to come out of retrograde cycle. So it can affect your nervous system, and it's a really good point at the moment that you do eat food groups relating to that. So if you can actually eat the food groups that can boost the immunity as well as the nervous system, tap into that and get some crown chakra clearing. Now, there can be a lot of inner child energy coming up at the moment because we are moving to the full moon in Cancer. We're still moving away from those transits that were eclipses, that were heavy hitting. And we do have, how many eclipses do we have next year? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 eclipses. One of them is going to be in the house of Taurus. Now, next year in 2021, we have 3 times Uranus and Taurus is squaring. So pay attention to your astrology where Taurus is placed in your chart. Otherwise, I will have those videos finished soon for 2021. And if you want to have a full year's forecast, you will be able to get them on the website first. And then later on down the track, I'll launch them here. Okay, so let's get into the energy. Number 1, you can be purging. Number 2, sleeping. Oh, thanks, sweet. Sleeping can be very difficult at the moment. Emotions can be coming up, and that's due to the fact the moon energy is purging that cycle. Now, first wave twins were there to break the paradigm of traditional family connections. And when we had the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, it was activating us, and now some of those things are playing out. Now, be mindful when we move into January, we are having a lot of Capricorn energy. So those things we learned we're going to need to directly apply, and a lot of what you're going to move towards. I know we talk about twin flame path, but this is a very unique time. And I did mention at the beginning of the year, for some reason I was tuning in that this Christmas wouldn't be the same, that it was really important to, stay on path, stay on mission, and get anything done in your 3D life that needs achieving, because it's really going to make the world of difference for your life and your twin flame path moving into 2021 and beyond. Now, the last 2 weeks of December are crucial, as well as the first 2 weeks. We're going to be having Uranus and Taurus going stationary direct on the 1st, and you can feel between the 1st and the 14th sudden changes coming, and they can be very sudden. You're also going to have Mercury going retrograde in Aquarius. So we had the conjunction point. This is really activating us. The South Node is Sagittarius, which is Jupiter energy, and it relates to masculines. So since we had the node shift in 2020, I believe it was May, masculines have been having their awakening process. And so the South Node is that of what we move away from, and the North Node is what we're moving towards, which is Gemini. So collective energy, they're looking at their life from a bigger picture. They're realizing that, be it they were moving away, changing, doing things in a different way. Thanks, guys. That's really shifting in their perspective, and it can be very energetically depleting at the moment because we also had Aries and Chiron retrograde and we had Mars retrograde. So with those two placements, all of us collectively are fatigued, and it's almost like Neptune retrograde. So we kind of feel we feel exhausted, but at the same time, you can't sleep. It's because the mind potentially may not feel it's there. It's almost like shell shock. That's why I said Uranus and Taurus can relate to your nerve endings. Eat food groups relating to that. I know it's Christmas and I know that energy is coming through, but if you can actually balance that, it's going to support you moving through the first 2 weeks, which can be very much like PTSD. But food groups can balance that. Great time to get checked. Make sure you're in fine order when it comes to your health, your vibration, because we're also having Mars transit out of Aries. So for masculines, they've had the energy that they're relating to, which is Mars. Now we had both Aries and Chiron and Mars retrograde. So all of us are fatigued, including masculines. It's also helped them heal that domain of that pain body experience very heavily because they are navigated by Mars. Very separately, next year, we're having it transit out of Mars. But in the meantime, that placement is very heavy and agitated. So as it builds in degree points, wherever your Mars placement is with Aries at the moment in your zodiacs, it can be very aggressive. Another thing, we will have like a, Forrest Gump, like a box of chocolates. Joys of technology, like a box of chocolates next year. Mars will be transiting different signs. So it's going to give us different flavors, different things. I've added them into the videos, which again, as I mentioned, they'll be on my website, but I'm going to launch them later in January 2021 to this platform. So you can get guidance to the whole year about what themes can be coming up and how to deal with it. What other things do I need to say? So the two areas, Mars relates to masculines and Jupiter, South nodes and Jupiter, as well as Jupiter just transited away from heavy Capricorn into Aquarius. So we're adjusting to these themes at the moment of what Aquarius is. I do have a lot of clients that are Aquarius, including my daughter, and, just studying the astrology and realizing the paradigm of what potentially can be coming through for us collectively and the twin flames. It's quite unique because we can come through initially being quite pack mentality. There's no I in team. But then as it transitions to survive, we will understand that we need to work together. So what you're going to find in Twin Flame Journey is at the moment, you may not be resonating with particular individuals, and subjects to do with your inner child can be coming up. They're there to be purged so you're lighter. They don't define you. Don't give permission for that. If it's coming up, it's a great time to journal. It's a great time to look at those things and, make peace with them. And how do we do that? You look at it and you have forgiveness for yourself. So it's not that it defines you. It could be a situation, a subject that came up, but loving it and nurturing it and saying, I am the best investment. And if this is coming up, I'm going to spend X amount of time on it, but I'm not going to allow it to rule my life. I'm going to physically move forward and shift the energy onto something else. But journaling, letting those things go, being gentle with yourself moving into Christmas and into New Year's. Now, the thing is, some of you may not be spending it with other people. That really did happen prior to my union. I really moved into detachment and I made peace with being alone. For that experience, by confronting that fear-based frequency, it no longer defined me. And that's really what I'm talking about, is addressing those areas so that it no longer affects you and you purge that cycle. As we move into 2021, even now, a lot of you are going to start gaining communication. So the communication, you might be a bit scared again because of the inner child wounds, the previous experiences. The thing is, they can be showing up and starting to communicate with you in a different fashion because you're coming from the previous experience. You may have pain body experiences and pair-based frequencies that it's always going to be the same. So, you've really got to check in where you're fighting with yourself. And if you're open to the experience, the more you're open, the more it'll flow. And you won't ever cook the same cake. So you're not going to get the same kind of scenario. I can practice my story of my physical well-being. So it's like, what are you going to focus on? it's okay. Are we focusing on clouds, or are we, you know, really touching that to a point where we're going into that energy of what the past was? Now, beneficial thing is the Capricorn energy that we're moving into, we've learned from that karmic cycle. So now we can use those as tools and apply them through 2021 and beyond. The two pockets of Capricorn frequency coming through at the beginning of the year and the end of the year. Mid-year we'll have Pluto retrograde, so it's healthy because it's kind of that energy of, okay, we need to let go of something. Or it could be repairs and things to that degree, but it's not going to be that heavy-hitting energy we had previously, because we have the beauty of both Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, but you're going to need to take responsibility. And you pretty much have the first 2 weeks to activate and launch things. After that, Mercury is going retrograde. And those first 6 months, really it's the first few months, what can I say? Those 6 months can set you up for the next 20 years. So I think we really do need to understand how very serious 2021 is with the outcome with Jupiter. Now, left or right for feminines? Pick your poisons, peeps. Which place would you like? Get 3 cards for the masculines. Masculines aren't resonating with particular individuals, and due to the fact that we're having both Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, we're going to find there could be communication from the past. That can particularly be coming up for twins, but very separately it can be coming up for... You changed your name. Oh, thanks, sweet. Okay, so, right. Okay, well, that sounds about right. Yes, okay. So, what I can see in a channel of guidance relating to the masculines, and I can kind of understand due to the astrology. Initially, I do feel there is deep reflection on the past. Not relating to you, feminine, in a bad sense, but relating to some of those paths they chose and some of the things they were trying to correct. Now, with that correction of it, when they've observed it, it has been quite one-sided, so it hasn't served them. And I don't feel initially they believed that they were doing it for a one-sided reason. It was to end a karmic cycle and to correct it to make peace, but it hasn't transformed that way. So they're actually feeling, and a lot of them are alone come Christmas, very similar to you, where we're needing to have that soul closure. Now, some may communicate with you during Christmas. If you can be very open, very relaxed, without attachment, it'll flow fine. And again, I really don't have a bad feeling about it. Moving into January, there can be this tension point if they are in karmic situations where tension can be building relating to that. What's coming up for feminines? Okay, the separation energy. So you're reflecting upon the past. Now, the crowning energy that you have coming through, my achievements of joy is my achievements of success. You could be thinking like, look, and it's funny because I'm getting a negative energy with this. I'm not getting a positive energy. So some of you, again, may be really a little bit down on your luck, okay? You know, heavy heart and the things we speak, and we're trying to detoxify that brain. So, you know, it's in one way you want it and another way you don't, but it's not completely just relating to divine masculine. It is the ascension process and how fatigued you're feeling. We can be having some heart chakra energy going on at the moment, and, you know, pay attention to the Schumann resonance. It is at the moment, and minds are very active. When it's spiking and it's moving to 30, what you can find is we're dealing with 3D tasks. This can be problem solving, Mercury orientated energy, communicating, feeling potentially triggered due to the fact that Mars is in Aries, and it's really amplifying it. So that fatigue, we really need to get our nervous system in order, but start practicing that healthy speech. I know that when I was doing the videos, I've pretty much been doing 12 zodiac signs for a week, just with Uranus and Taurus squaring aspects, all up for those 12 videos. It started off as 180 cards, but it ended at 980 cards. And I remember sitting there thinking, Yildiz, in a sense of time, we can stretch time. If we tune into it, we deplete it and we're in self-sabotage. And so I was chanting this energy to myself that, no, you can do it and you're going to finish it. It's going to happen. Stop saying that to yourself. So it's this self-talk we need to really master. But a lot of you do need to look back at the success you've had. If anything, I think you're looking at it and you're saying, this is always going to happen because it's never been any different with me. But the thing is, looking at it from that perspective, you're kind of owning it like it was your fault or that there was something you were doing wrong. From an upgrade and ascension process, yes. But from, was this anything to do with you? No, it wasn't, because this was part of this person's soul process. And it was also something very personal that you can't convince another person to deal with their wounds. You got to think about a situation that you've been through. And if somebody had told you, hurry up and heal that, would it have made it go any quicker? Now, I know when I had a coaching session with two friends of mine, big shout out to them, Merry Christmas. It was Jen and it was Luciana. And they were practicing the mirror work with me. And I was so triggered and I was angry. And I did become verbal and violent in speech. And it was because at that point, with it being so raw and organic, it was too early for me to be doing that energy work. And it wasn't that it was wrong. And it was good that it occurred because I learned techniques to actually deal with it. But that's pretty much the dynamic. You know, when we're going into that victim consciousness, we're feeling our true pain body experience. We're owning it like it was our fault, but ours is very separate to theirs, okay? So with their current situation, no matter what you did, enabling, assisting, compassionately understanding, you were not the issue. There was something at a very personal level going on, and it's really because you've awoken, stepping back and observing it to allow that to be so, okay? Now, in your crowning energy, you feel out of sort, your mind's out of sort. Again, tune into the way I've explained it and help that kind of sink in to understand that that discord can really be you tapping into masculine's energy, but it's also you not allowing mind to have a break just for a moment. It's a bit, you know, it's a bit like you do need to at times look at it with that ascension aspect and the psychic connection, that it can be psychic attack at times. And with that, it's almost like, okay, am I owning this psychologically like a job, like I'm trying to problem solve for this person? And if I am, I'm going to have a keyword. And I remember for my girlfriend, when we were doing kind of therapy related, psychoanalysis and trying to really find where that key link was, the first word I'd say, hi, Joyful Star, was use a word that really sticks out. You know, every time you're referring to another person's point of view and not your own of that, you know, kind of how do I feel about that? And, you know, because I'm in Australia, for me, I said to her, use the word Vegemite. And so she noticed within about 2 hours, there was a lot of navigation occurring from that 3D level of navigating outside of herself and not directly from her own personal perspective. So with you guys, owning what they need to do is really not... don't do that, okay? Because you can block it, because what it is third eye, and it's also directly owning that energy and it's making it a job, and it's not a job, okay? Number one, we need to tune in. Are we their medical practitioner? Are we a doctor? Or are we a open energy to being in a mutual partnership? So at the moment, mind is going there, and it is fear-based frequency, linking to the past of betrayals of what's happened, and linking to, has another person got more than me? And no, they don't, because what you get is what they get, apart from the fact that they're accepting of that, and that's why it lasts a little bit longer, because they're not really getting anything, but they're not seeing it. There's no commitment. It's acceptance of the frequency. So this is evolving, okay, because you have opened up to different. And so if the movement isn't there, it's due to the fact that that transformation is coming. Now, psychic downloads are very open. You do need to be very careful of what you're tuning into, especially if you're tuning into lower frequencies, because there currently is nothing that can be taken from you that is truly yours. Twin flame path is very different. Laws of attraction are very different. Owning it and being that vibration directly attracts it, not doing black magic, not manifesting. It's being in that correct vibration of acceptance and detachment to allow it to come in naturally. Okay, the good old term patience. what comes up for you. The funny thing is, I really don't feel you're going to have to wait too long. And that's what's quite scary, because in the ego, you're telling yourself this is going to be a very long time, but there is directly right now a transformation happening inside their life. As I mentioned, they're linked to Mars. That's already starting to do a third transit, which it was retrograde, then it was direct. It's been in Aries. Aries and Chiron was retrograde, then direct, and now come into January and it's moving into Taurus. So it's already shifting in paradigm, and that's going to be self-worth energy at a collective level. What's the other thing? Jupiter has already transited. It's moved into Aquarius. And so that's about the bigger group. It's like, okay, how can I be of service? And then Saturn, what is the responsibility inside of those groups? Is this a give and take? And if it's not going to serve me. So where this patience is, it's funny because it's a 6. It's about getting healthy. Just get grounded, healthy boundaries. But the healthy boundary is for yourself. I will be doing a Saturn return later. I'll probably start it off in January. I'll try. And that's only because, I've got my daughter at home. But I'm going to do an interview with Mark, and it's going to be in relation to Saturn returns and what you can expect. Okay. So you're thinking of the future, thinking it's going to be like this forever. No, it's not. Okay. Now masculines. Let's look at their energy. My body is very responsive to an improved story. Yeah. Relating to family. Full moon in Cancer. Okay. Emotions coming up. Purging the past. If the connection ain't the connection, it's not the connection. We're not. What would the word be? This is why twins were there to break down the paradigm of family units and connections. It comes through in very odd ways. And really, in society, many, many moons ago, divorces were very taboo. Being a child in a family that was from a divorced parent was absolutely taboo. And now when you look at it, both masculines and feminines can be a feminine and a masculine inside their life. And it's not that it's fun. It's really not. It's blooming hard work. But we've had to integrate that inside ourselves so we can come back in an equal way. So a lot of where the split has been in the collective can be, with that Capricorn energy and all the earth-based frequencies over the years. And with both Saturn and Jupiter moving into Aquarius, it's about how we can connect with people that we directly resonate with. That's how we build, right? We work together. We work through dramas. There's a lot of things they're looking at with their life, and they're changing that story. They're realizing that some of those things didn't resonate. So it's not we're owned. Even if we're DNA, we're not owned. We're humans. We are free spirits. We're born into this world. We come into this world alone. We go out of this world alone. But what we do with those people, it does count. And, if people are working with us, it's conducive. If they're not, sometimes we can blame ourselves and we can overcompensate. And that doesn't always work. So there's this overflowing of emotion coming through, but they're also super excited because they're purging the old stories. And you can see the tears coming from the books. It's like a book of life. And I think I heard the term the other day again, the hero's journey. And that was really coming through again for me psychically, that they're completing that cycle and starting a very new one. Now, past tense energy. Yep. Discord. Went overboard, wasn't too great, wasn't too sweet, wasn't fun. Bought the t-shirt. Who said that the other day? Loved it. I've got to get her name again, and I'll put the video up. She was making reference to one of the eclipses, and she goes, yeah, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, never want to go back again. I thought it was hilarious. Okay, so they're being very strict with themselves. Like, why did I not change the ways I did? But the thing is, we've done this, feminines. When we're not awake to certain circumstances in our life, when we know better, we do better. Hurt people. And then you try and overcorrect. And it's the past is the past. But it's about letting that go. They're learning these things. They're studying, and they're looking at, did they sell themselves short? But there's a lot of. And the funny thing is, although I'm looking at this card, psychically I'm tuning into thought over actual looking at things. I do see them looking at you on social media. I do see them looking over paperwork and documents. Some can actually be a divorce, I'll be honest with you. Some, it can be direct legacies, inheritances. I'm seeing another energy coming through that it is like a lease for a home and there's change relating to that. But it's funny because some of these things, it's almost like they're looking at these documents like they're foreign from another world. And they don't resonate with it. So they really, really have come to peace with it and terms with it. And this is where they're wanting to come with what they have, but it's not going to look perfect. And they're open to it regardless. They're not looking at it like, okay, well, it is what it is. I wish I'd been able to come a lot better than I am right now. So very fatigued, willing to work with you, trying to move towards you to make an offer. And this can be a friendship gesture. Can we talk? They do know, though, that you're being protective. They do know that they kept you at bay. They sort of are understanding that potentially you could be thinking twice about this situation. But at the end of the day, they know that what happened in the past was wrong, and this is why they're moving forward. And it feels like a peace offering to me. Okay, they're trying to have the strength to come forward, and it feels like a gesture. It's not, I just want to come and be intimate, and there's going to be conversations in relating to the past of what happened between you and them and not choosing you and how things flowed through. Okay, anything else we need to look at? I think we'll get some animal totem cards. 3 animal totem cards, please. Now, I do, at the moment, I've got to block out 2 days for recordings in January. I may yet open up some more spaces. January is open at this point, but I'm probably going to block out 1st and the 2nd to get those videos done. But again, they're open at the moment, so make a booking. Big transit January. I will do a couple at the end, sweet. I'll just pull 3 more cards and then I'll answer a few questions. I've got to go last. I've been here for a week sitting in the office. 3. Okay, how do they feel about you? They want to write a new story with you. They know you're going to talk about the past. They also know that you need to unhash some of these things. So they're accepting of that, but at the same time, they want to write a new story with you. They want to know if you're open to it. Now, 3D-wise, there's a maturity happening both between masculine and feminine. There also is the guides that are watching over us. Okay, just it's actions and words. And it's funny because prior to union, this was what I was saying. I was saying this sign on the wall. And it was saying, basically dress for the part. And I was like, yeah, but you want to be the part and do the part. So this is what's coming through here. It will be the actions that count, and it's on both sides. And I feel that is something that they're tuning into with you guys. It's that you directly need to, you have this feeling energetically that, you know, words don't mean much. It's make the words and the actions count as well. They also not, again, like I said, they know you're not going to look at them too shiny unless they come through that way. All right. Last card. Okay. What's waiting in January, please? I'm going to clarify on that. Okay, we've got Dream Traveler, and I know at the moment a lot of feminines have been disconnecting from the 5D. That's when your soul body has upgraded to a point where you're more receptive to a 3D connection, and that's usually when the connection comes in. Okay, moving in. Let me think on this. Okay, there can be that they are leaving the karmic and a journey is ending for some, right? Because they've got Dream Traveler. You won't feel their energy temporarily prior to connection. Separately, let's see what this is. Okay, yeah, no, there was no value, no give and take. There can be subjects relating to finances coming up, especially when it does come to a person that's younger. It can be a karmic or a family member. Yeah, unhealthy vibration. It feels detachment. Okay, 1 for feminine, please. Okay, what is feminine going to get? I don't know how to take this card. You got Dragon Guardians. Sweat Lodge. I don't know how to take this, guys. Okay. I'm going to pull a card from it. Should we be worried, or is that, you know, is that happy time, happy hour? Okay, this could make you nervous, okay? This could make you nervous. It's not unhealthy. It's just you may feel nervous when you don't feel the energy and you don't hear something. You might get some information automatically, then it goes quiet for about a week. Again, I do feel during Mercury retrograde, all of those things are going to come up relating to what the new deal is. Any questions? Keep grounded moving towards the end of the year. Be mindful that Mars is transiting into higher degree points. When it does come to both Saturn and Jupiter and Aquarius and Mercury retrograde, we may be home for about 4 weeks collectively. Don't know why I'm saying that, but I am. There could be restrictions, let me put it that way. Temporarily, not for long. What did my TF think and feel about our conversation yesterday? He's still thinking about it. I don't think they're sleeping. I'm seeing a window pane, looking at a window. It's funny. I don't know, and you can confirm, with what you were saying to TF, were they really quiet during that process? Because I'm seeing them to be very quiet. I do see a few statements in between. Why am I also seeing a reference to a child? What spirit animal totem should we be working with? At the moment, I would say, I've got to think on that one. SK, I asked you a question, Dal, because I'm seeing some reference to baby for some reason. Why am I seeing a reference to baby? What zodiac sign are you? Because what I'm saying is, yes, they're still thinking about it. I'll leave it at that. If you ask a question after, like, if you confirm, I can articulate. But yes, I do see them actually thinking about it. And I think maybe the reference to baby is because the full moon's going to be in Cancer. It's nurturing, it's feeling, it's building. Something to do with building. Giggle. Let's see. A card. They want me to pick that one. Family-related dynamics, maturity and transformation. I'm a Sage and he's a Cancer. There you go. Family-related dynamic. Yeah. Okay. Somebody's getting kicked out, Giggle. You're going to hear about it. Oh, love card. What do we need to know about love? For Vanessa. Is there a third-party energy here, Vanessa? Are you tempted? Are you tempted to go down a different path? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of transformation. I do feel SK, they're really excited. I feel they feel more comfortable. It's kind of nervous energy. Okay, Vanessa, there's third-party energy here. What is this about? Yes, could be. Yeah. Yeah. Some zodiac signs do have that placement for next year, but again, it depends on your natal. Oh, thanks, sweet. Can you give me a link? I think relating to that, Antonella, I think that person has been through a similar occurrence, and I'm seeing paperwork of some description. My North Node is in Aquarius. Oh, well, you'll be tested whether you're in alignment and you'll be moving into it, sweet. Well, you have a good year. Okay, I will say that with Aquarians, it's funny because you guys are about to, if you're being hard on yourself at the moment, don't. You've had Capricorn on the 12th. January and December can be tough, but the benefit is that Capricorn energy has taught you something about yourself. So there can be a lot of transformation moving forward. What you're going to be moving forward towards can be moving into alignment of your career field. Now, the first 2.5 months, biggest focus can be accommodation and home. And if you're down on that, anything family related, it can transform. Okay? I'll leave it at that. But no, it can be, you can be someone who people are seeking out, and you will be the humanitarian. Your books. Creative endeavors, when's the best time? Let me have a look. Oh, North Node Gemini, yeah, 100%. Okay, when we had the eclipse in the 11th house placement, so yes, launching it if you're going to do that. Make it prior to Mercury retrograde. Yep, that should be okay. When do we have the next one? Let me double check the dates. Got astrology everywhere. I'm telling you, I'm neck thick. I'm going to be up all night. And not for the right reasons, right? Just double check when the next Mercury retrograde is. Make sure it's not during Mercury retrograde. No, this is third party, Giggle. I'll pull another one for you. This is third party. This can be emotion. So in 2021 is relating to, how do I put it? It's 5. It's change. I think it's the metal rat. I'm going to research it. I'm going to do a video on that. Yeah, you're going to hear gossip about it. It's not about you. It's about somebody else. What about Libra? Poor Libra. Okay, we have been peeved off with Mars in our 7th house. We are going to have some reprieve. Air signs will do pretty good, but there's still responsibility. Saturn's going to teach us about that responsibility. That's why I've done the video, so that they can be grabbed on my website. So if you haven't subbed on the website, jump through there. You'll get early release of those, and it'll give you your whole year's forecast. And you can keep it, you can go back to it, you can stream back and forward. It's got the squaring aspects, the warning dates, the houses that it directly connects to. I've linked into Mars, Uranus and Taurus squaring aspects, directs and retrogrades, Mercury retrograde, Jupiter transits. What else? Pluto, Capricorn, Mars, what houses, where to put the energy. So it's a very in-depth report. But like I said, you can stream forward, you can stream back, and you can move through it. Communication will be moving, but a lot of it is the purges coming first. Now, I hope you got your question answered. AA. Vanessa, let me double check. When will my masculine approach me? I feel he's near. Is there someone else dealing with you, Vanessa? Because the funny thing is, it's either your masculine in a third-party energy, but I think something's happened to them. Yeah, I think something's going down at the moment. There's a betrayal. Okay, so there can be something being found out. Yeah, lack of faith in it. Freeing themselves from it due to a karmic strain. There you go. Let them heal first. The purge is going to come up with full moon in Cancer. I still do feel potentially you could have communication. At the moment, it's not to do with the fact they're broken or anything. They're just recouping. All right. Love and light, guys. I've got to go. I need a shower. I need to spruce up. I need to have my brekkie. It's almost lunchtime and I need my brekkie. Okay, last one. we had our talk. Okay, you watched that Taurus placement, lady. Any Taurians, if you need support. Like I mentioned, I am doing a separate section where I'm going to be doing once a month in the private join button, a twin flame chat room, and that's so that we can do that privately without karmics. And if karmics want to pay, they can. Okay, there's joining coming. Get ready. You know such. Commit, join. You could be catching up during that time. Just be open to it. Yeah, it's nice, eh? It's okay. I have 5 to 7 years. This is a very different transit at the moment because we have both Saturn and Jupiter there. It's been a different transit. So although we can look back on our journeys and the extent, it doesn't mean to say that there's going to be no movement. If anything, the first waves will be coming into union between now and next year. And again, alignment and the work, it really does make it happen in 24 hours. So that stuff you do on yourself really does count. Trust me. Okay, love and light. If you're needing a booking, January is going to be pretty full on, guys. So is the astrology. So go through, book ahead of time. Otherwise, it's going to fill up fast. Okay, love and light. Keep safe. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Thank you for your donations. They're going to help with the payment of the website. For those of you that have, I really appreciate it. The donations that you guys put through there, it goes towards the website hosting, the domain names, any technology I need. Next year, I'm going to be upgrading. You know, it might take two months, but I want to upgrade all my technology so I can do, you know, lives. I will be adding astrology join buttons where I can give you the up-to-date transits as well. And I may start launching them a week to a month early. In that, once I get ahead with the videos, so there can be a separate section for your early release content, but I'm not going to do that until I'm actually, you know, well and truly prepared. Love you all to bits, guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following me. I deeply appreciate, you know, all of your support. We're like a family on here. I really love yous to bits. And please keep safe over the silly season. I'll see you on the other side.